Hello, my name is Joanne Wiles and I'm the Senior Community Nurse with the School Nursing Service, and welcome to our webinar on sleep and sleep routines. So the school nurses are qualified nurses who've got additional training in child health and wellbeing, and they are part of a larger team who work with staff nurses, nurse nurses, support workers and admin staff. And the school nursing team supports children and young people right from the day that they started reception up until their 19th birthday. Young people who have disabilities or additional needs can also access our service right up until they're 25. And we provide advice, support and help with a range of physical and mental health problems. We operate a single point of access and we are available Monday to Friday, 9 till 5, and that's all year round. You can call us on the number there, or you can also text us, and that text messaging service is anonymous. We offer a confidential service of advice and support. So why is sleep important? Sleep is an opportunity for the body to relax and forget the issues of the day, especially if you've had a bad day. That's always a good idea. It's really important that you get a good night's sleep so your body is prepared for the next day. Sleep also plays an important role in our brain's day-to-day ability to function. We know if we don't get enough sleep, it's difficult for us to concentrate, we become forgetful and irritable. So it's really important that your child gets a good night's sleep so that they can concentrate at school the next day. Sleep plays a significant role in brain development as well. So again, it's really important that children get enough sleep because their bodies are growing and maturing all the time. And it also helps the body to repair itself physically and mentally. So how much sleep does your child need? As you can see, this varies with the different age groups. For 3 to 6 year olds, this is for 10 to 12 hours of sleep that's needed. 7 to 12 years olds, slightly less at 10 to 11 hours. And 12 to 18 year olds, again, slightly less, but it's still 8 to 9 hours a day. It's really important that you create a good bedtime routine for your child. And if I was to say to you, what helps you to sleep? I'm sure you'd say something like, nice dark room, nice comfortable beds, maybe a bath before bed, or maybe even a book. So it's really important that our children have got a good bedtime routine to help them to sleep well. So always talk to your child about their day. Ask them to share something positive that's happened, something that made them smile, something that made them happy, so that they've finished the day on a positive note. Always encourage them to have calm time or quiet time before bedtime. Activities such as crafting, drawing, colouring, or maybe reading a story together. No running about just before bedtime because your child will be very excitable and it will be more difficult for you to get them into bed. Give your child reminders that bedtime is soon. Maybe 30 minutes before bedtime, you can tell them in 30 minutes it will be bedtime. So maybe in another 20 minutes, they need to start thinking about getting ready for bed. If your child does find it difficult to tell the time, you can use visual clues for them, such as egg timers or a countdown clock, or even your phone. A warm bath will help your child to relax and get ready for sleep. Encourage them to brush their teeth while they're in the bathroom, go to the toilet, get their pyjamas on, so that they're all ready. And obviously, once they are in bed, encourage them to do something quiet. Listen to music, read a story together, or read, if they're able to read a book themselves. So this would create a really good bedtime routine for your child. It's important that your child's bedroom is a good environment as well. Tablets, smartphones, TVs, and any other electronic gadget can really actually affect how easily your child gets to sleep or doesn't get to sleep, as the case may be. Try to keep your child's bedroom a screen-free zone if at all possible. But always encourage your child to stop using their screens a good hour before bedtime and to go and do one of those calming, nice quiet activities which will help them to get ready for bed. Make sure you dim the lights, fit thick curtains or blinds to block out any light from outside. Some children, as we know, are afraid of the dark, so it might be a good idea to use a night light or a very dim light, or a nightlight outside on the landing. And make sure your child's bedroom is well ventilated, a nice cool environment. We know if our bedrooms are stuffy, it's really difficult to get to sleep, and the child will be too warm and won't be able to get to sleep. So make sure it's a good environment. Some parents experience challenging behaviour from their child just before bedtime. So here are a few tips which might help you. Acknowledge your child's feelings as they're getting ready for bed. They might be angry, they might be worrying about something that's happened during the day, they might be frustrated about something. So it's important that you talk to them. Yeah, talk to them about how they're feeling. Normalise that feeling for them and say it's okay to feel like this, but then encourage them to think of a positive way of dealing with that feeling. For instance, if they've been angry, try and think of some ways that they can calm their body back down again so it's nice and calm, such as deep breathing exercises, listening to music, using a worry monster, something like that. Okay, so discuss with your child what they can do to help calm them down. Try and speak to your child in a calm voice because that will encourage your child to calm down as well. We've all heard of the escalation trap. Your child starts to shout, so you start to shout, so they shout louder, so you shout louder. That's not going to help your child to calm down before bed, is it? So always try and speak to them in a calm tone, and that will help them to calm down again. If you are struggling with your child's bedtime routine, then keep a sleep diary, because this is important for if you need to seek further professional advice. If you've got a sleep diary and you can show what's happening, then it's easier to remember, isn't it? We know if we go to a meeting with anybody, especially a professional, we can't always think clearly. We can't remember important things that have happened. Acknowledge your own feelings. If you're feeling angry while you're trying to deal with your child's anger, take a few minutes to calm yourself down first before addressing that behaviour. This will be easier for you to handle. Be consistent with their routine. Okay, try and do the same thing every night because your child knows what to expect then. And always praise your child if you can see positive behaviour from them. This will encourage your child to do it more. Discuss your child's bedtime routine with them as well. You can write down steps or use visual clues if that's easier for your child to understand. As you can see here on the screen, we have a visual bedtime routine. So the child knows that they have to have a bath, they have to put their pyjamas on, they have to brush their teeth, then they need to go to the toilet, then they can read a book, and then it's time to close their eyes and go to sleep. So they can follow the steps very easily and they know what's coming, they know what's next. Some parents need a little bit more help with dealing with their child's bedtime routine, and attending one of our parenting courses could actually help with that. As you can see, we run a number of parenting courses, and I'll tell you a little bit more about each of them now. The Solihull approach is also known as Understand Your Child's Behaviour. This is a 10-week programme, and basically it's what it says on the tin. It's understanding your child's behaviour, but it also improves the relationship between you and your child. So it talks about how you're feeling, how the child's feeling, and tuning into their developmental needs. So you know what to expect from each age and stage of their development. It talks about having fun together, because that's a really important part of parenting. And it talks about self-regulation and anger. So this is if your child does find it difficult to get to sleep or does find it very difficult to calm themselves down when they're angry, how you can help them with that. And it encourages you to communicate better with your child and gives you hints and tips on how you can do that. Triple P is slightly different in that it's an 8-week programme, and it gives you more strategies to help you manage behaviour that's difficult to deal with. So we talk in detail about what causes children to behave the way that they do. We talk about how you can build that positive relationship. It talks about how you can get more of that desirable behaviour that what we want to see. But it also talks about when you do see the behaviour, the misbehaviour that you may find difficult, how you can manage that maybe in a better way. So we give you more strategies. As I say, it's an 8-week course, but you actually only come to the group for 5 of those weeks, and 3 of the weeks are telephone calls. Okay, so you don't physically go to the group for 3 weeks out of the 8. All of these groups that we are actually running virtually. So even though we're not doing them face to face with you at the moment, we are running them virtually, so you can still get onto these programs. And the Signet Parenting Programme, this is very similar to Understand Your Child's Behaviour and Triple P. It's a bit of a mixture, but it's specifically aimed at parents of children who've got a diagnosis of autism. Okay, so as you can see from what's included, it's a mixture of both. So it is about tuning in together, how you're feeling, communicating, but we also do talk about strategies for managing that behaviour. If you need any further help, you can give us a ring and talk to a school nurse one-to-one. There's always a nurse on duty, as I said at the beginning, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. Or if you've got any further questions, you can text us. There are national websites called Health for Kids and Health for Teens. And if you go onto them and go onto the drop-down boxes, you'll find Walsall. So you can go on there and find out what's available in your local Walsall area. There's also games on there for the children. There's further advice for teenagers especially. So there's lots of information, and those websites are a really good idea to have a look at when you get a chance. There are further webinars on there as well for lots of different issues: bedwetting, managing your child's behaviour, understanding their emotions, for instance. So there's many more. So it's worth having a look. We are on Twitter, as you can see, and you can follow us on Twitter. We put a lot of information on Twitter about our forthcoming groups, so you'll be able to see what dates we're going to be running them. We always run them termly, so the new groups will be always only a few weeks away. Okay, thank you so much for attending today's webinar. Hopefully that's given you a few things to think about and given you some helpful advice for you to follow. As I say, if you do need any further advice, or you'd like some further help or support regarding your child and you think one of those parenting groups might be a good idea, again, you can give us a ring and we can get you booked onto one of those groups. So thank you very much for attending. Goodbye.